there's a word from the Lord. 2 Kings, turn with me to 2 Kings chapter 2. 2 Kings chapter 2. To my wife, thank you, dear, for being such an inspiration and a great helpmeet in my life. Amen. Is somebody going to help you, fellas? If they can't help you, leave them alone. Amen. Working the pole ain't going to get no grocery cooked. Amen. They got that with me. They ain't got to wait to fight. They got that with me. Amen. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass when the Lord was about to take up Elijah by whirlwind to heaven, that Elijah went to Elisha from Gilgal. Elisha said to Elisha, "Stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me as far as Bethel." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. Then the sons of the prophets who were at Bethel came to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that the Lord would take away your master from over you today?" And he said, "Yes, I know. Be still." Elisha said to him, "Elisha, please stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they came to Jericho. The sons of the prophet who was at Jericho approached Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that the Lord would take away your master from over you today?" And he answered, "Yes, I know. Be still." Then Elisha said to him, "Please stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Jordan." And he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you live, as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So the two of them went on. Now 50 men of the sons of the prophet went and stood opposite them at a distance, while the two of them stood by the Jordan. Elisha took his mantle, folded it together, and struck the water, and there was a division there, here and there. So the two of them crossed over on dry ground. When they had crossed over, Elisha said unto Elisha, "Ask what I shall do for you before I am taken from you." And Elisha said, "Please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me." I just want to talk from the subject for a few moments. Full of passion. Full of passion. Passion is defined as a strong and barely controllable emotion that one has. The second definition of passion is the suffering and the death of Jesus. But we look at Elisha. Elijah being one of God's greatest prophets, but he had a follower or a son in the ministry or a prophet after him by the name of Elisha. When we look at Elisha, we want to look at the first definition of passion that talks about a strong, barely controllable emotion, that the passion that he had was so uncontrollable that everything in him desired to be close to Elijah. And as God had used Elijah to build up other men there, and what we see is the first seminary throughout these regions of teaching prophets, teaching preachers, teaching what we know as pastors, everywhere where God tried to use Elijah to leave Elisha behind, but Elisha refused to let go. And when you have a strong connection to God, and you know God is calling you to a different level, it's up to us to gain all we can, because one day people around us that have once inspired us, perhaps mama, grandmama, teacher, pastor, leader, they won't always be there. So while Elisha was alive and he was there, had opportunity to be with Elisha, he said, as long as the Lord lives and you yourself live, I refuse to leave you. And I just want to know how many of you here today that have that desire, that passion to be close to God, that despite what goes on in your life, or despite what stands in your way, you have a desire to stay connected to God. I don't care how many storms you have in your life. I think, man, there must be a passion in your life that if I got to cross over hills, go through valleys, I still want to stay connected to God. I may lose my job, but I still got a passion to be with God. I may have friends walk away, but I still got a passion. I may have to do some things that I really don't want to do, but I still have a passion to be close to God. I just want to ask Tremont a question this morning. Do I have anybody that have a passion today that despite what you've been through, you still want to give God a praise? It may not feel like a praise Sunday, but God has been good enough to you, and you alone, you may not have a lot in your pocketbook, but you got a connection, and you say, I refuse to disconnect from you, God. God is calling the church to another level to walk with him. God is calling the church to a level to be on the spiritual journey that people that don't come to church can see church in us. God is calling us to an area where we can find rest in chaotic situations. That's what he meant when he said, I'll give you peace that surpasses all understanding. When people think you should lose your mind, have a nervous breakdown, you are the church. And when they look at you, they can see that you can handle stuff that everybody else can't handle. But you got to not only be in the church, but the church has to be in you. Look at the scripture here. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, it was prophesied there, we see in verse 1, and everywhere they went, people tried to warn Elisha that Elijah would soon be living, but he said, you just be still. I'm going to stay close to God. Seems like the disciple understood the same thing 4,000 years later as Jesus prophesied of him leaving. Get all you can while you can, because one day you're going to have to stand for yourself. Do I have anybody here that relied on mama prayer? And now you got to pray for yourself? Anybody rely on Big Mama taking to church and now Big Mama gone and you got to make up your mind you want to get close to God for yourself? While Big Mama was here, there was some things you should have got from her. Elisha said, now, you be still, but I'm going to go with Elijah because Elijah has a connection to God, has something that I want from God. And when God has something you desire, don't let foes, friends, or enemy keep you from being close to God. We look at the text and say when the Lord tried to take Elijah in the world when Elisha was on his way, Elijah on his way to Gilgal and tried to encourage Elijah to stay, but Elijah said, I will not stay, I'm going to go with you. Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel, but Elisha said, I can't stay, I'm going to go with it. I got to go to Jericho, I would not stay, I would go. How many of you going to go with God? Regardless of where he sent you. All of us like to travel areas where it's smooth sailing. No bumps in the road. Every now and then, if you're going to follow God, there's some places that's not always smooth ground. If you're going to follow God, and even sometimes leadership, sometimes there's going to be some areas that you're going to go through some briar bushes. Sometimes you're going to go through some areas where you have to encounter wolf country, but you got to understand, even in wolf country, you still got a shepherd. So they went down to Bethel. The company of prophets at Bethel came to Elijah and asked, do you know that the Lord is going to take your master away today? Elijah said, yes, I know. But don't speak of, don't talk about it. Elisha said to him, stay here. Elisha said to the Lord going to send me to Jericho. So you got to have a desire to go to those areas that others won't begin to venture in if you want to be close to God. Come on now. I wish we could just come to church on Sunday and everybody like you. I wish we could just read 1 or 2 scriptures and everybody say that it's fine. I wish you could just give your tithes one time and you wouldn't have no more financial problem. I wish you could read a Bible verse and your marriage would be okay. But every now and then you got to go through some storms to get that double portion of anointing. Sometimes you got to go through trials to get that extra manna poured upon you. Are you willing to go through? But you got to have a passion.
Preach, Pastor.
So the two of them, along with 50 other men, followed Elijah. Followed Elijah. And as Elijah was there when God took Elijah up, after they walked across the Jordan River on dry ground, he dropped his mantle. And before that, he asked him, said, what do you desire because you follow me? What is it that you want from me? He didn't ask for a great following. He didn't ask for land. He just said, I want a double portion of the anointing that you have. And as God took him up in the world where the heavens opened up and fire came out and chariots came out and took Elijah up, he dropped his mantle and said, if you're there when God take me up, you're going to get it. He was there and the mantle fell on Elijah and he received a double portion. How do you really desire a double portion of anointing from God? You got to be willing to go through some trials and tribulation. He said, tell me what can I do for you before I'm taking away. He said, I want a double portion. It's hard enough just to get a portion of anointing. But to get a double portion of anointing, there's some stuff you got to be willing to do that others not willing to do, Deacon Jinx. If you want God to give you a double portion, the first thing you got to be willing to do is you must not allow distractions to get you off course. You cannot allow distraction, Brother Johnny, to get you off course because he says, as surely as the Lord lives and you live, I will not leave you. 3 times in a day the Bible reads that phrase. 3 times Elijah tried to send Elisha away. The prophet came and tried to give him discouraging news. The prophets in the seminary, the prophets in Bethel, Jericho, they all tried to give him discouraging news. But he did not allow the distraction to get him off course. I'm going to tell you, wherever God is trying to take you, you got to beware of the distraction that's going to come your way. If you're going to get that double anointing, we got to be mindful that there are going to be some distractions that's going to stand in your way. Sometimes your distraction can have the same last name as you. So sometimes your distraction can roll with you to church on Sunday morning. Sometimes the distraction will be in the next cubicle on the job on Monday morning. Sometimes the distraction will be in your driveway. I don't know what it may be, but I refuse to let anything or anybody in the obstacle distract me from getting what God wants me to be. Do I have anybody here that says I've been thrown off course too many times, but God has greater in store for me, for my life, for my family, for my children? You cannot allow distractions. So the better they there to get your, but God has called him to a missionary. He planned to fulfill it, but he had to be passionate about it. And when you got a strong desire to get to something, you're going to get to it by all means necessary. Yes, sir. Yeah. Anybody want something so bad? Yeah. Yes, sir. And people say you couldn't have it, you did all you could to get it. Yeah. You get denied for the car loan. You're going to get somebody to sign for it. You want it so bad. You know, you can't have this, you don't qualify. You do all you can to get qualified for it. Passion. Something you can't eat. Well, the doctor tell you can't eat this because of sugar. and the doctor say stuff like, if you keep eating this, it's going to kill you. But because you got a passion for it, I get just a little bit of it. When you want something a strong, uncontrollable desire for something, and that's how it has to be when we follow in Christ. Yes, sir. There are going to be distractions in your life that will get you off course. Because God has a double anointing, a double put anointing that he's trying to pour on you, but if you allow distraction to stand in your way, you'll miss what God has for you. Yes, sir. It is very easy to become distracted when you're trying to fulfill the mission of God that God has given us. Everybody will have a different mission. So you can't base what you're doing off what somebody is doing, because what God has given them is something different for their lives. So you can't live like they live and do what they're doing and expect to get the same result that they get, because that's not your mission. And the mission God has given for you won't be like nobody else. I don't care. You went to the same school, go to the same church, read the same Bible, but everybody's mission is different. And you got to understand, there going to be some walks you got to walk all by yourself. So there's some stuff other people can dibble and dabble in, but you got to leave it alone. For you, it's a distraction. distraction. For them, it may be a stepping stone. For you, it may get you off course. You never return. You got to understand, I'm going to let them do them because I got to do me. This mission gives us the process in which God is trying to develop us to be who he wants us to be. You got to understand this passion we got to have is not about us showing off. It's not about us getting our name called. It's about us building God's kingdom. The prophets there went to the school, not for them, but for God. Elisha's anointing was not for him, but for God. And let me put a little plug in. The anointing that you have is not for you. The anointing that God has given you is that you may pour it out on somebody else. This water that's in this bottle is not for the bottle. The water is for whoever drinks the water. The bottle is just a container. What do you say? You may just be the container that God has poured the anointing in, but somebody else is going to be blessed by the anointing that God has given you. That's why it's important we cannot allow distraction to get in our way. We must ask ourselves the question, what is it God is calling me to be passionate about? And at the same time, what is it that's standing in my way to keep me from being passionate about it? What is it that causes people to get tired of ministry? Preachers commit suicide. Good believers are leaving the church. People start off with a zeal for God, now don't want even show up to give God praise. Let me offer you some suggestions. People can often distract us from being passionate about our own calling because they don't have the same calling that you have. When God begins to bless you and people see you being blessed and move in a certain direction, there'll be some people that will discourage you because you move a little faster than them. Amen. The very people that we're trying to help will be sometimes the very one that drain you. Go on McDonald's book, Renewing Your Spiritual Passion. He gives break down 5 kinds of people that affect us spiritually in our passion. First of all, the very resourceful people. They ignite our passion. The very important people, they share our passion. The very trainable people, they catch our passion. The very nice people, they enjoy our passion. Last one, the very draining people, they sap our passion. They sap all the energy out of you. Another reason we can miss it because we're too busy for God. We can be distracted by that good job we have. I want y'all to have a great job. I want you all to make $100,000. I may get a little push in somewhere. Because a tithe off $100,000 is $10,000. If 100 of y'all make that one, we'll be all right. We'll have to take another loan out. Amen. But you can be so caught up in your job that you ask God for what he gave to you, that it become a distraction for you. You ask God for a child, and God gave you a child, but now you don't have time for God. Ask God for a wife, a husband, you give all your time to them and don't have no time for God. Can it be a distraction? If you learn anything about the life of Jesus, it ought to be that he understood the principle of spiritual renewal. Every now and then he stepped away from the stuff and get some time to God. Jesus himself took a time away from the crowd, took time away from the disciples to go renew himself. Every now and then, I don't care how hard you work on your job, but to make sure you get some time to God. Number 2, not only should we be mindful of distraction like Elisha, but we got to understand we can be passionate about the dedication. We got to be passionate about the dedication of our call. You got to be dedicated to what God has called you to do. A lot of people like to be dedicated in the beginning, but after a few months, it began to fall by the wayside. I love churches in January. I have packed houses ever since I've been pastoring. But by March, some of these seats will begin empty. People start off good. Listen, if God bless you every day, don't be haphazardly worshiping him when you feel like it. Let's not give God what's left over. Give God our very best. Elisha was dedicated. He was so dedicated. He said, Elijah, wherever you go, I go too. Whatever you got to go through, I'm going to go through it too. And that's how you got to be as believers. You got to be dedicated as believers because every day as a believer won't be a good day. There going to be some days folks going to cuss you out and you still got to tell them you love them. You got to be dedicated as a believer here. Elisha, his first mention in 1 Kings chapter 19, it says we have three verses that describe Elisha calling. From that point, Elisha was a prophet. He stood on God's word, and whatever he went through, with or without the crowd, he was dedicated to the call. I want to know how many people are going to be dedicated to what God has called you to do, with or without the crowd, without resources, without help on your side. God wants you to be dedicated to him, be dedicated to your church, be dedicated to your family. Regardless of what you're going through, God needs some folk that's going to be dedicated to him. Elisha showed dedication. Elijah was dedicated, and God gave him anointing. Elijah was God's greatest prophet. We don't know all that he's done, but he's deemed as God's greatest prophet. If God will make your name great, it's because you're dedicated to him. You may not have good days right now always. But Brother Jones, I'm going to tell you, if you stay close to God, God will make your name great. If you stay close to God, God will turn some stuff around because you're dedicated. Dedication is not deemed on how well you feel. Dedication is deemed on what you're called to do. You don't go to work because you feel like going to work. You go to work because you got to pay those bills. How many of you will actually volunteer to work and they never paid you anything, but everything be done for you for free? Society will never work. People, I love my job. Yeah, you love that paycheck. If you love it, tell them, give your check to somebody else. But dedication is not because of the paycheck. It's because you're called to do it. Elijah served as an attendant to Elijah. He was dedicated, a dedicated attendant to wherever he went, he was there. God expected everyone to serve as God has called you to serve. So we got to be dedicated. The next thing I want to see in this text here, Elijah will experience a sense of destiny. Where you see yourself at down the line. He experienced it. I want what you have, but I want more of it. At some point, you got to see yourself being more than what you are. You got to have a sense of, and the reason Elijah didn't ask for your anointing, because I see myself, I want to do more than what you're doing for God. That's why he asked for a double portion. Young people, you see people that you want to be like, no, I don't just want to be like them, be better than them. I say it all the time, I don't want my boys, whatever they do, to be good as I want them to be better than I ever could be. Because I want them to experience a sense of destiny. I want them to experience things that I couldn't do. I want them to run faster, jump higher, go to places I never could experience. I want them to see something better than what I've ever experienced. And as Christian, you got to see beyond where you are right now. Because that was somebody that paid the price that you can have a life and have it more abundantly. And because God has already died for us, He has given all of us a sense of destiny. How many of you want greater for your children than what you have right now? How many of you don't want your grandchildren to experience what you have experienced in your life? You got to have a sense of destiny. I want them not to have to work like I work. I want them to go to a school that they don't have to pay for. I want them to go to places that I don't want them to just to watch the NFL on TV. I want them to be in the NFL. I want them to experience a sense of destiny. Yes, sir. Elijah had a sense of destiny which kept him faithful to the work. When you're faithful to something, you keep trying it. Kids that make it to the NFL, they didn't just start one day in high school. They started out in Pee-wee. Amen. They talked about football all their life. They went to school talking about football. They slept with football. And guess what? That became their destiny. School teachers didn't just become a school teacher. They taught their little sisters and brothers on the chalkboard. They had a destiny. And as believers, what is your destiny? What you want to be? You just want to keep coming to church every Sunday? Or you want God to save your whole family? Can you see your children saved? Can you see that unwed grandchild of yours saved and married? You got to have something in your mind that's bigger than where you are right now. He saw the big picture. He got it. He knew that God was calling him to do something that was far beyond what he could imagine. God wanted him to do something that was bigger than what he could currently do for himself. And the things that's bigger than you and they can be done outside of your resources got to be done by God. So if you got a destiny in your life, you got to realize you cannot do it for yourself, but you got to stay close to God. And the only way have a passion that whatever come my way, I'm going to be wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in Jesus. That was somebody that had a passion. The first definition of passion is a strong desire, a barely controllable emotion. That's the first definition of passion. But the second passion is the death of Jesus Christ, the suffering that he had. Jesus had a desire to die for us. Why? He had a desire because he had a sense of destiny that the people that come behind me can have a better life than I ever had. I want my children not to experience somebody calling them outside of their name because of the color of their skin. I want my daughter to not have to be treated by the shape of their body. I want my wife to not be treated less than her work because of her gender. I got a destiny for my family. Do anybody here have a destiny that God can one day do greater in your household? Because your children black don't mean they have to be shot down. Because your boys have saggy pants doesn't mean they have to live their life in the prison. You got to understand there must be a destiny in our hearts. Come on, Pastor. But Jesus had a passion. Elisha had a passion. The question today, are you full of passion? There going to be some distractions you're going to have. But you got to be dedicated. But you got to also realize you got to see yourself beyond where you are. Yes, sir. You can't go any further. See yourself where you're at right now. All right. Too many times we can't go forward because we're still looking behind us. Paul said, forget those things that are behind you and reach for those things that are before you. In order to do that, you got to press toward the mark of the call of God. And when God sent this fire from heaven, this word already came down. Picked up Elisha because Elisha never died, nor the Enoch never died. Everybody else died. But God picked up Elisha, brought him to heaven, and he dropped his mantle, his cloak down to Elisha. And the very thing that Elijah asked God for, he gave him a double portion of anointing. So in order for you to get that double portion of anointing in your life, you got to stay dedicated to God through hell and high water. In order for God to get a double anointing that when you call on the name of God to answer prayer has already been answered, you got to be willing to go where others are afraid to go. You got to pray when you don't feel like praying. You got to say, God, I'm going to give my time when I don't have any time left. Anybody here to say, this is the year that I'm going to be full of passion? Because I went through too much last year. I cried too much last year. This year, I'm full of passion because you have been so good to me. And I'm trying to realize all that I have is because of you. All that I am because of you. I'm full of passion. So people can stand in my way. They can talk about me. They can scandalize my name, call me everything but a child of God. But Dr. Jones, I still got a passion that if I could just lift holy hands, I'm going to say thank you for putting food on my table. If I got breath in my body, I can say thank you because when I was down and out, you picked me up and turned me around. I wish I had about 10 folks that really been through some stuff where people laughed at you. They came visit you and say you're not going to amount to anything, but now you got a passion to praise God. Those same folks that laughed at you falling down, they got to laugh as God picked you back up again. You got to be full of passion because when money run out, there still must be passion. When friends walk away, you still got a passion. When the family turn it back on you, got to have a passion. When the church say you don't need you no more here, you got to have a passion because passion you can't pay for it. Passion you can't buy. It got to be something down on the inside. Jeremiah had a passion to praise God, even though he told himself he's going to quit. But Jeremiah tried to sit down, but he said like fire shut up in my bones. Job had a passion for God when he lost everything that he had, lost his 10 children, lost his cattle, and his wife said, why don't you cuss God and die? Went to his 3 friends, and 3 friends said, evidently you done something wrong. But Job had a passion for God. He said, for God I live, and for God I die. I wish I had somebody here that say, I got a passion for God. I may have trouble in my life, but I got a passion for God. I don't have a passion for a lot of things in my life, and everything that I had a passion for have let me down. But one thing about it, because I got a passion for God, he told me to tell you like he told me, I never leave you, nor will I forsake you. You have about 10 more folks here. Say, because I got a passion, I'm going to praise him in the said, I done all I could do. That's when passion kicks in. When the boss say, we don't need you around here no more. That's when passion kicks in. Because my passion for God is greater than my passion in this world. I know God will supply all my needs. Don't have anybody here say my passion don't take me to the storm. My passion will take me through the trial because I got so much passion. I got a strong desire to get to God. People may laugh at the church. They talk about the church, but as soon as they get in trouble, the first place they come to is the church. I stop by the tell you, they don't want you to call your Jesus name in public. Can't say it in public building, but when they get in trouble, the first name they call is the name of Jesus. I got a passion for Jesus. You know why I got a passion for Jesus? Because there's power in the name of Jesus. There's deliverance in the name of Jesus. So you can have a passion in your money, but one day money will run out. You can have a passion in your education, but one day the education won't get you through those doors. But when you call on Jesus, he'll be a battle act. In a time of battle, he'll fight for you. He'll open doors for you. He'll pick you up and turn you around. Don't you know he'll do it? Give somebody a high five because you gotta have a passion because everything else will let you down. Friends will walk away. Family will talk about you, but God will. He'll never leave you. No, he forsake. I'm glad Elijah had a passion. I'm glad Elijah had a passion. But Jesus had a passion. He told his father, not my will, but thy will be done. He said, if it's so, let this cup pass from me. I stopped by to tell you, the reason he died, because he had a passion that I might live. And because he had a passion, and he died on the cross for your sins and my sins. And got up 3 days later, not 3 nights, but 3 days later, he got up on Sunday morning with all power in his hand. And because he got up, I refuse to sit down on him. Do I have anybody here that because he got up, I'm going to stand and praise because he got up, I'm going to stand and say he's good because he got up, I'm going to tell the naysayers it wasn't you, it wasn't your fault, but it was my God. Because promotions don't come from the east or the west, but promotions come from God. Do I have anybody here? It was God that got me through the doors. It was God that kept me. I had high blood pressure, had bad diabetes, but God kept me with the cancer. It was God kept me through the back pain. It was God that helped me bad need. Do I have anybody here? I may not go down your block, but you got a block, and you say it was the passion that I had for God that he kept me when I couldn't keep myself. We got to be full of passion. We got to be full of passion. Because what happens, Satan will put stuff in your way to get your mind off God. And you see, some of y'all looking for your enemies to be in your way. But sometimes they can be your buddy. That'll distract you. See, most of my distraction wasn't know that was against me. I'm just gonna be honest, most of my distraction came from those that were closest to me. And you gotta realize, if you connected to Elijah, which represented God in this time, because it was God's prophet, and you Elisha, and you trying to get where Elijah is, don't let nothing separate you from your God. And Jesus, when he left, he said, greater works shall follow you. I know I'm on the blinded eyes and feeding 5,000, but because you followed me, you should do greater what I'm doing. If you're not doing greater works, who are you really following? God called you to a higher level of worship, but you got to be dedicated. And see, one thing about God, God is faithful to us when we're unfaithful to Him. Sunday school lesson saw a few weeks back how God used Hosea to marry an unfaithful prostitute to show us that we unfaithful to Him, but yet He still loves us. I'm so glad that God is not like us, Brother Michael. When we do it wrong, He still treats us right. So this year, I want you to turn up the passion. Not for your boo thing, because it should already be there, but turn up the passion for God. See, when you got a passion with somebody you love here in the world and you're trying to get to them, you got a passion. They'll hang up on you, you call them right back. They'll talk to you any kind of way, you still keep on trying to talk to them. See, I was brought up in the era where you wrote a letter. See, the boys don't know nothing about that now. I used to write a letter. Y'all little boys don't know about that. I write a letter to the girl. I make it a long letter, real simple. Do you love me? Yes or no? I didn't write all other stuff. I didn't make it long. I just do you love me? Yes or no? I pass it to her. She check no, and next week, because I have a passion. Do you love me? Yes or no? See, when you have a passion for something, you don't just take no. Walk to the locker. Just want to give you a little something. Another level. She get to the locker, already got one pushed up in there. Will you love me? Yes or no? When you got a passion for something that you really want, distractions don't stand in your way. And when you realize that God has called you to do something for Him, that's when the distractions gonna come. Friends, promotions, all that stuff that you desire before God gave you this calling, it'll come your way. But God said, I want you to be passionate for me like that. Give me more passion this year than you give anything else. Because we really cut God short. If it weren't for God, you wouldn't be where you are right now. Elisha was full of passion to follow Elijah. The question is, are you full of passion to follow Jesus? Let us stand all over the building.